I'm in frame, yes. Everything's
yes,
good.
Yes, you're in frame. Okay. Everything is so good. I'm very white right now, like very like pale. Like it's kind of gross. I look sickly.
You should self-tan. I feel like life is better when you self-tan.
No, you know what's better?
When everything's going wrong, just self-tan.
You know what's better? When we're not getting evicted. That's what's better. When we have a place to live during a pandemic. That's what's better. When we have a place to live, when this baby comes into this world, that's when it's better.
Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. In today's life update, we are getting evicted and we are 8 months pregnant. Oh yeah, it's a freaking pandemic. I had full intentions to sit down today and give you guys a full update on life because there's been a lot going on, and I feel like since we got back from Qatar, a lot of my videos just kind of been not like outdated, but like they've been filmed a few weeks back, so everything I'm posting is not necessarily super current, so I wanted to post something that was and just give you some updates. But this morning, our whole world was a little shooken up.
Flipped upside down.
As you guys know, the world is crazy right now. It is week 3 of Stefan and I being home, and we will get into that later in the video, but I want to talk about today in particular. I woke up, was in the middle of having breakfast, and I received an email. And the email stated, we're not going to go into like too much detail about like the situation, but essentially our landlord has been laid off and needs her house back. We signed this lease in October, meaning we have a 12-month lease and we are not supposed to be moving out of here until the end of October of 2020. So that's a good like 6 months from now. It's literally 6 months from now. Fire. I can't believe it's been 6 months. It's not even like oh, it's almost there. No, it's literally 6 months. Fire. So her email basically said, like, refer to your lease. You have until May 1st to essentially vacate the premises. We referred to our lease, and according to the Tenant Act valid in our province, they're supposed to give us a minimum of 3 months, but however, our lease, she sneakily snuck in that she has a minimum of a month to let us know if we want to leave, or let us know that we have to leave essentially. So the Tenant Act, I guess, becomes pretty invalid at that point. So all day we have just been so frazzled and just appalled that like this is happening right now.
Like this lady knows us.
Yeah,
like,
it's supposed to be a family friend.
Yeah, supposed to be a family friend. And like she's kicking out a super pregnant woman. Like super pregnant.
I'm due in a month.
Yeah. During this time, like where so much stuff is going on in the world, like so many people are laid off, so many people aren't even able to afford to pay rent, and like we're still paying rent and
taking such good care of our house.
Yeah, taking such good care of our house, and it's like ridiculous that like she would even pursue this during a time like this.
Yeah.
It really just makes her look like a terrible person. Like a terrible person.
Spoiler, she is.
Yeah.
Who does that? And like I understand, like from her perspective, it's like, oh, I'm back in the city, like I need my house, whatever. But like that's the risk you take when like you rent out a property.
You chose to rent this property out for the year. Yeah, you couldn't anticipate this. Nobody could anticipate this, though. We didn't anticipate this.
So we're just like so blindsided, and like I said, I'm due in a month. She wants us out in a month. We're about to have a baby. This baby could come at any moment. Like, we cannot predict these things. Yes, we have a C-section scheduled, but like, it could really happen anytime.
A month is a ridiculous amount of time to move out of someplace. Like, I'm still working full-time. Varia is, just because her school is canceled doesn't mean she doesn't have assignments due, and doesn't mean she doesn't have exams. We have a 4-year-old who needs to be entertained. Varia's pregnant. She can't do much. Like...
She's just a slug in front of a computer, okay?
When are we gonna have time?
To pack to find a place. To move when everyone's supposed to be social distancing. Are we supposed to move by ourselves?
Yeah, like I'm like Barry can't carry heavy things. Am I supposed to be moving our entire house by ourselves? Like by myself? Like my family can't help me, but we've been distanced from my family. Like we've been trying to stay away from family, we've been staying away from friends. And so like, how am I supposed to move an entire house by myself.
I know that if we need to, we can, like if we can't find a place and whatever, like we can push back, because despite her stupid contract saying that she can give us a month's notice, it's like if she wanted to pursue this legally, like the courts are closed, there's nothing she can do. And it would suck for us to be in that position to like be a terrible person back, but like I'm sorry, this is not a reasonable, not even request, this is a demand.
Yeah, not even a like, hey, like, would you guys be able to move out in a month? Like, if we're not flexible, like, or like if we need more time, like she's not being flexible, she's just like demanding that we're out in a month. Like,
when I'm supposed to have a baby.
This is your notice, this is when you have to be out. It's just like,
and like, I'm having a C-section. That is a recovery and a half, lady. I can't pick up anything heavier than my 5-pound baby.
I'm so riled up.
Anything else, Dad?
No, I'm so riled up. I gotta go now.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and kind of wrap up this video on my own, just because a lot of these updates Mitchell really does not need to be here for. But yeah, that's this current situation. And despite honestly, everything else has just been so much that adding this into the equation is absolutely absurd. And I truly am just like sitting here batting my eyelashes at the wall, trying to figure out how this is going on, because it just seems so surreal. Like, I did not think that a landlord in any world could possibly just break a year-long lease. And I did not think that this would be the case. And when we initially signed the lease, the whole unofficial conversation was about us staying here for a few years. And the fact that she's kicking us out 6 months in is absolutely ridiculous. Although we do not want to be very compliant and make her life easy, we are going to ultimately do what's best for us. And I feel like right now it might be better for us to move before we have this baby. But if we can't find a place and there's nothing that fits our needs, we're not moving. It is what it is. We have a lease. We signed a year-long lease, and what's the point of having this lease if you can just decide to trash it, you know? We'll keep you guys posted. I'm appalled. As we all know, we are, for the most part, being quarantined, self-isolating, social distancing. We've been doing that for sure. Mitchell is still working. He's still working full-time. His job sites have not been shut down, so he is still going to work. And although it's a little sketchy in terms of the situation and health, it just is what it is. And we did talk more about that on his channel, so if you want to check that out, I will go ahead and leave a link below and the card so you can get more caught up on that. But Stefan and I have been home. He has been out of daycare for 3.5 weeks now, or I don't know, we're week 3. I have no idea. I don't know. It's been a few weeks, okay? It hasn't been easy, but it hasn't been as hard as I expected it to be. He definitely is getting bored. I don't blame him. Like, I really don't blame him. He loves school. He loves his friends. He keeps himself so entertained while he's there. They take such good care of him. He learns so much. So him being home, stuck here, kind of building Lego every day, like he's bored, and I don't blame him. And like I said, we are social distancing. We are staying home as much as possible. We only really leave the house like once a week to go get groceries. We do like to go for walks when we can. It has also been very cold, so it's not like Steph and I can just like go hang out in the backyard. Like, we are stuck in the house and it just sucks. I did also ask you guys on Instagram to like send in any topics or anything you wanted me to discuss in this update, and school was a big one. A lot of people had questions about my schooling. So if you didn't know, I am currently wrapping up my 3rd year of my criminal justice bachelor's degree. It's a 4-year program, getting so close, and I'm so ready to be done. So right when Stefan's daycare called it quits and closed is when my school also closed. So we were home at the same time. So everything has just kind of been shifted to online. Some classes have definitely been smoother than others, and I really don't love it, and I'm really ready to be over. It has been like difficult. It really has. I know traditionally if you're home all the time and you don't have a dependent, then it'd be okay, you know, it'd be fine to like do this. But Stefan is home with me all the time. Getting schoolwork done is a challenge, I'm not gonna lie to you. All of the assignments, all of just everything is still being required of us. And recently, thank goodness, I signed a petition because I was very passionate about this. But recently my school has announced that they're going to be doing a pass or fail option instead of you taking your letter grade. So you are awarded a letter grade, but then you can opt to just take a pass if you're not happy with it. And I am very happy about that because I know that I'm not going to be performing as well as I could be right now. Also, the instruction that is being provided to me is not adequate in my opinion. I'm essentially having to teach myself, and that's kind of like not what I paid for. I do think that the pass-fail option is only fair, and thankfully that's being implemented and hopefully goes well. Someone also asked me, since like being thrown into the online school situation and having to be forced to do it and try it, like if it's something that I would want to pursue. And absolutely not. Not at all. I have done like random classes online in the past, so I am somewhat familiar with the process, but no, I hate online school. It is not for me. I do not like it, and it is definitely not something I would want to do instead of attending class. So no. Online school is not for me. Also, we did talk about this in Mitchell's video, but I will just briefly mention it. He is no longer able to come to my doctor's appointments for the baby, which sucks. So I go by myself. I did have to bring Stefan with me to the last one I went, and they just gave me so much crap. But like, what am I supposed to do with him? I have no one to leave him with. Can't leave him by himself. Obviously, he's 4. So yeah, they were not impressed with me, but like, again, what am I gonna do with him? So he had to come. They like took his temperature and all these different things. Thankfully, I'm pretty much at the end of my pregnancy, so none of these appointments are really anything crazy. Like, it's just pretty routine checkups, and we don't really get that much new information. I feel for the people that are newly pregnant and their partners can't like come to their ultrasounds or even have ultrasounds, you know? So I think in that sense, I lucked out because my appointments like aren't that exciting anymore. As of right now, the doctor did say that Mitchell will be allowed in the operating room with me as long as he is in perfect health. So he cannot have any type of symptoms of any sort. If he does, he will not be allowed, which is not okay. And the fact that he's still working and exposing himself makes me a little worried, but we will do everything we can to keep him and myself as healthy as possible. I am only allowed one support person throughout the entire hospital experience, so I cannot have one person come and leave and then another one show up to replace them. It has to be one consistent human being. Stefan will not be allowed at the hospital, which really makes me sad because I really wanted that like special moment of my baby's meeting in the hospital, and that's not gonna happen. Makes me sad, but I will get over it. It's still unclear if Mitchell has to bring his own food. It is something I'm gonna have to ask, because from what I understand, if you cannot swap out your support person, I'm assuming that means that your support person cannot leave the unit, and in order to go and get food, you need to leave the unit. So I'm assuming he's gonna have to pitch a cooler with him. I don't know, we're gonna have to see. I'm definitely gonna have to ask. That's not something I thought about prior to my previous appointment, but now I've definitely been thinking about it a lot. But hopefully a baby's healthy and like we don't need to be there for longer than like a day or something, or 2 max. So I'm really hoping that things go well and as planned. So that's pretty much that on like what we know so far for the birth. It is scheduled for May 8th. I will be 39 weeks exactly on that day. Baby's coming May 8th or sooner, which is crazy. Especially now that we have to be out of this house by then. The next little topic I wanted to touch on really quick was my baby shower. We had booked a venue at a lake to host a cute little baby shower, and the lake canceled. And when the lake canceled, things weren't like as bad. We kind of put out a notice saying, or like a little Facebook thing saying, if things are looking up a little bit, we will just host it at our place. But we will be moving, and also potentially moving, and also it has gotten worse for sure. So our baby shower had to be canceled. It's sad, but to be completely transparent, I think it's on like my very end of my list of things I am worried or upset about. That sucks, like it really does. I did have a baby shower with Stefan and it was so special and so fun, and I really thought I'd be able to have one with this baby, but that's not looking like the case. But like I said, not the end of the world. I will get over it. So also something that we had in the works for a long time but never really talked to you guys about was the baby's daycare arrangements. We did mention it back in like November or something when we filmed a video, and we mentioned how the baby would just be going to daycare when I returned to school in the fall, but plans changed. Now obviously with everything going on, I do not know if come September everything will be back to normal and I'll be attending class in person. But regardless of that, Mitchell will actually be going on parental leave. So my school has a daycare that is really close by, like 5-7 minute walk. I had talked to a friend and she said that they take babies at 6 weeks old, which is perfect because baby will be about 4 months old by the time September comes, and it'll just be perfect. You know, she's there and I can just walk over to nurse, and just like her being so close to the school, it works out perfectly. The camera ran out of space, but as I was saying, this daycare would have been perfect, and I called in January to book a tour, and they asked me when the baby was going to be or how old the baby is, and I let them know that she's not born yet and she will be born in May, so she'll be about 4 months by the time we need their services. And they're like, oh, interesting. So they recently changed their policy or their rules or whatever, and they no longer take babies at 6 weeks old. They only start to take them at 8 or 9 months, which is a bit of a hurdle. So that stressed me out big time because that was like the only viable option. It's so difficult to find care for infants, and I didn't really know where to turn. So we've exhausted our options, and we decided that Mitchell staying home for those at least 4 or 5 months would be just kind of the best solution. So that's our plan for right now. Like I said, I don't know what's going to be going on in September, so our plans could change again, but we will definitely play it by ear. But also, Stefan will actually be starting kindergarten. Again, like I said, don't know if September things will be back to normal, but he is on track to begin kindergarten, and he will be doing the Montessori program, which I'm really excited about. He's a really bright kid, and I definitely think he needs extra challenge and just a little bit more stimulation. He is literally starting to read, and he's doing math and doing all these different things, and I just really don't want him to be bored. So I really hope that the Montessori program encourages him to like think outside the box and just stay learning all the time. So that's something else we're gonna have to figure out and make work, because Stefan's just been going to the same daycare for the last few years, and that's gonna change. I did want to end this video off on a bit of a positive note and leave you with a baby name hint. We gave another one over on Mitchell's channel. Again, that video will be below. It's a good hint. I would definitely go and watch that and figure that out. But the hint I wanted to give you, so the baby's middle name is half the amount of letters that her first name is. So say her first name is 2 letters, her middle name would be 1 letter. I know that's kind of ambiguous, but we'll leave it to you guys to figure out. Definitely leave me any guesses that you may have for what it could possibly be. Again, the hint over on Mitchell's channel is a lot better than this one, but I really did not sit down to like think and plan these hints out because frankly, girl, I got a lot going on. Anyways, that is the update. That is the tea that we've got going on right now. Thank you for watching. Thank you for caring. I hope that the next couple months are less stressful than they are right now. Everything happens for a reason. Just gonna keep telling myself that because right now, boy, do I ever need it. Yeah, no, definitely so much going on. Thought I'd let you know. Like the whole eviction thing is so fresh. Like it happened today, a few hours ago. So we're still trying to process, still trying to figure out what the heck we're going to be doing. We love you guys so much. Be sure to follow our social media links, but we'll probably be more active in terms of updates on there. So yeah, I'll have those below for you. Follow us and keep up with the chaos because it's happening. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.